Hello, loved ones. Welcome to the Whose Life Is It Anyway podcast. We made this for you who are now ready to help create a world that works for everyone. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Today we are talking to Avalon Khaan, and we have been wanting to get her on this because to us, she is epitomizing integrity and courage and insisting on being yourself, whatever the cost is of that. So, welcome, Avalon.
Thank you so much. Such an honor and pleasure to be here.
And for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been following you for quite some time, several years.
Yeah.
And we have been like on off because you trigger something in people. Something is like, that's too much, and that's your thing. You talk about like turning up the dial, and you know how when to turn it down again for yourself so you don't burn out. And yeah, so you've been encouraging women to turn on the inner fire and showing who you are and being authentic and all that kind of stuff.
And you're not doing things because other people tell you to do things, and like if something feels off, then you just don't do it, and you have managed to do all that and still make some really successful things and help a lot of people on the way to becoming themselves. So yeah.
When did all that start?
Yeah. What happened? Like what went wrong? What went right?
When? How, can you be more specific?
No.
Okay.
But when did you make the decision to become very serious about being true to yourself?
Part of me wants to say that I've always been like that, and part of me wants to say that it comes from a deep pain of knowing how it feels when you're not true to yourself, when you cross your own boundaries, when you don't speak out your mind, when you feel insecure about sharing what's on your heart, and because of fear of what other people will think. And yeah, I started my company and my business journey 7 years ago, and that was really like a step out in the unknown of feeling like, if I don't do this, I would rather die. Like there is no other way than being completely true to my heart and being completely true to what my intuition is telling me. And so you could say that was like a turning point of, okay, now it cost me more to stay where I am. And I feel that's what some of us need to get the wheels going and to get like a kick in the ass to start following our dreams even more and start being even more true and even more authentic. I would say I've always been quite frank in my in the way that I am and the way I hate small talk. I don't vibe with surface things, and that has caused me a lot of troubles in my life because our world is not really inviting in that you are being completely true to yourself and want to cut through the bullshit. Yeah, but it's also given a lot of gifts.
Yeah. When we look around in the world right now, we can see that one of the big lessons for humanity is integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like being honest to yourself and making your own decisions to feel into what is right for me right now. And then when it's not right anymore, then let it go. And I see a lot of people talking about it, also business women and businessmen. Um, but I haven't met anyone who is that consistent and is stubborn in your decisions, because people tend to is it called like slack a little, like bending their own rules a little bit. So sometimes I'm true to myself, but sometimes I'm not. So I'm not like fanatic about it, but you're like, really, I need to do this. Yeah, and that is so brave. I think that you can just keep on doing that.
Thank you. I just want to clarify that I am also walking on the journey of integrity and following my heart and being true to myself. So I don't see myself as being complete with that at all, but I hold that value most high. And I think one of the reasons why I managed to do so is that I see a lot of people, as you say, that a lot of people are talking about it or having it as a standpoint in their business, and for me, it's not like, I don't have my business to, like, I didn't start my business to earn money or to, like, what can you say? It's a byproduct of me being true to myself and then making some products that people were requesting and being like, yeah, okay, I can, like, people starting asking questions, how do you do that? How can I become more in contact with receiving more, with feeling worthy of love, and I was like, okay, I have some tools to that, so I can serve you with that. But my highest service is always being true to myself. So I don't care if people, of course I care, I'm a human being with a big empathy, but a part of me is also, I don't care if it makes me unpopular or people get triggered by it, because it's not my mission to be liked. It's not my mission for people to buy my things. I couldn't care less. Like, I really couldn't care less. It's not what is driving me. And I feel the problem is that if our integrity is connected with our need of finances, our need of, oh no, I get unpopular, I get out, like I'm stepping out of the fancy club or I'm stepping out of the community. If I'm true to myself, then it makes a lot of people stay not true, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous for us as human beings to be out of the group. And I have been out of the group my whole life, so I'm not afraid of that. So I'm more like, hey, why does anyone listen to what I say now? I'm very confused about that. But also, it's an honor to be at service for it. But I can see that pattern. If being true to yourself is not your highest value, then you can't really talk, like, if from my opinion, you can't really talk about it in your business when it's not true. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's, there is nothing else hung up on that one. For me, I know I'm here to be true to my heart, to be true to my mission, to be true to my service. If there is just one person listening to me, that's fine. Then I'm true. Then I'm still true to myself. If there's no one the rest of my life buying anything I've created, then I'm still true to what I feel is needed, what I feel, what I want to send out in the world. And I think that's why I managed to be in integrity with it, because it's never my focus to fit into the box or to be liked or be like anyone else. I get so bored being like myself, like yesterday. So it's like a constant journey of being like,
okay,
out of it.
What are you doing right now? Like, what is how does your mission, if we want to say that, unfold itself right now?
Very good question. I feel my mission has always been and is continuing to be to create more unity, to create more space in ourselves for compassion, for all the sides inside of us, all our shame and triggers and guilt and sadness and happiness and horniness and like all the aspects of being human. And when we embody that and when we can hold space for that, then we can also accept other people's humanness. And I see that what is needed most in the world right now is that we get in contact with ourselves on an even deeper level, that we get in contact with our body, because we cannot kill anything that we know we are connected to. We cannot keep polluting the earth when we know that we are part of her. So I see that the biggest problem is that we have distanced ourselves, we have numbed ourselves so deeply with sugar and porn and fast traffic and overwhelmed stimulating. So we just like pass out in the evening and just like sit like zombies and look at the television or whatever. So it's courageous to be feeling in this world. It's courageous to have an open heart, because then you can feel the suffering of the world, then you can feel the pain. And and I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't dare to go there, and that we need help and we need tools to go there, because we haven't learned it from anywhere. And so emotionally maturity and being safe with holding our own emotions, I feel that's one of my key missions, because I see that is what is needed to bring more oneness, because I believe so deep in my heart that all actions everyone is taking is always coming from the best we know how to do, the best we can do in our situation. And whatever, I love this saying, I don't remember who said it, but what I do to you has already been done to me. And that is really my mission, to end that cycle of being that we all try to be a bigger person than what have been done to us, because it's so easy to just throw a rock back when someone is attacking us. It's so easy to just be like, yeah, but you're also stupid. It really takes a lot of courage to sink down into your heart and be like, okay, this person is coming from a lot of hurt, from a lot of sadness right now. How can I hold the space for that person to release that? And of course, still being true to our own boundaries. But I see that if more people were like informed in traumas and in emotionally maturity, then I see that we could unlock, like just walking on the street, we could unlock so much in this world.
Yeah, definitely. And it keeps blowing my mind that we have to learn how to be humans again, and know that it's okay to feel our emotions and express them. And because it's like teaching a monkey how to climb. That's why it's really weird that we have come so far away from what we really are, and we have to sit here and teach each other. So I know this now, I got this, and I need to tell you this, and you got another part of the puzzle, and you need to tell me that, so we can come together and finish the puzzle. And it blows my mind that we come so far apart from each other and from our true nature.
Yeah, the only place in the universe probably where you can have emotions are here in bodies. So we all have a body, and so we've been given that from day one, and then now we don't know what to do.
It's like, what's this?
It's so strange.
Yeah. And people, and that brings us further on, because people showing their bodies on social media,
But only if they're perfect.
yeah, putting it up for show, and I see that some of your, I don't know if there's your followers, but some people who look at you and they see you because you show everything that you want to show, and they just think it's the same as the others, that you want to show yourself, your body, and your
Like a
clothes,
celebrity.
and yeah, and everything else, and then they want more from you. So when you say no, that's a boundary, that's personal, they maybe get angry with you because they want more. It's like, what happened with Ross and Rachel? I want to know more. Give me more, right? So how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I'm very much contemplating that myself at the moment, because I have always thought it was such a strange boundary to cross, that when you see someone online asking for more than what they're willing to share, is so far from my world. So that has been really a journey to be true to how much of my journey am I willing to share. And for example, let me give you an example. 2 years ago, I was in a partnership and I was very open about it. And out of the blue, one day he broke up and I hadn't seen it coming. And it was really like completely pulling the rug under me, because I was so in love with him and I had future dreams, and like I didn't see it coming at all. And he was in a position where he really needed clarity with it, so he completely withdrew. And I have a lot of respect for that. We are in a partnership, even though he has canceled the deal, you could say. Then I have a lot of respect for his boundaries, so I didn't want to talk about it before I had found out what's the reason. Like I needed a closure in between us. And it took 9 months before he came back, because he needed a break to find out what had been triggering, and wasn't taught the skills to deal with that. So it took him a long time, and that was the reason why I couldn't share about it, because I didn't want to put him in a bad standing, because I didn't know what was going on. And that was so hard to go through. So like hundreds of messages from people being like, hey, why don't you share about your boyfriend? I miss you two together, you were so sweet. And you're just sitting there in the heartache of your life, and you're like, hey, give me a break. Can you just have a little empathy with that? There is probably a reason why I don't share about it. I think very much with social media that it's our shared responsibility to make these, in Danish you would say handelsbetingelser, but like these rules of how do we interact here. It's actually a sacred space. When you come into someone's inbox, it's super sacred. It's like stepping into someone's house with your dirty shoes and just be like, hey, I want more dessert, give me 2 portions. And you're like, no, it's not on the menu here. So I deal with it in the way that I'm very true to feeling into when I have shared something. Does this feel personal or private? Does this feel, and I don't want to share private, I want to share personal. And that has been a journey for sure, because I started my business when I was 27, and just like over the, like running over the steps, and like just a lot of fire. So I have definitely been oversharing on my journey, where I feel back and be like, okay, my love, maybe you should have waited with saying that. But I also trust the journey and trust that everything is as it should be. And we have nothing to hide anyways. We are just human beings walking side by side. So it's not that dangerous.
But we were talking beforehand about like how different social media platforms they have this slant on things. So like if you go on say LinkedIn, and you are sharing things like that, it would normally come from a place like a relationship coaching something, then it's like professional and how the interaction is going to be. But a place like Instagram or Facebook, it's very it's like showy. It's like, you see my perfect this and that, and it's very commoditized. Like it's a product. People that see you on there sort of like consume you in the same way they would consume a magazine or something like that, or like they would consume Friends, like Ross and Rachel and all that. So there's something already there. Like we are being commoditized. We are made into products. So even when you come from a very heartfelt place where you're very integrous, then it still does something. Like it sells you through that.
Yeah, that's so true. And I feel that's also the challenge that we all are standing in right now, with finding out these human mechanisms that is being unrevealed in spaces like that, because we don't know before we try it, and before we see the projections and be like, wow, okay, I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say like is the number one thing for people to know right now? Like what people are listening to this interview, what's like the best step for them, but also like for all of humanity? Like what do we do right now to unfold together, to take these steps into being more integrous? If many people maybe come from a place of they've gotten so far away from themselves, they're starting to discover that they have been removed. What is the first step to step back towards themselves?
To reveal your heart. When we reveal our heart, people feel us. It's the number one tool to connection. And like I think we all know this experience of, it can be online on Zoom like now, or in reality, or that when people reveal like a sacred part of them, of wow, right now I really feel triggered by what you said, or I feel so scared to speak my truth right now because I'm scared that you will judge me, or that I will be abandoned, or whatever it is. I feel that one tool is really to practice revealing your heart, and to practice to share what's going on inside with the people close to you, the people in your family, in your partnership. I feel more relationships would thrive better if we had the tools and the awareness to revealing our heart, to actually sink down into the body and be like, okay, what's actually going on? I'm not annoyed by the trash, or by you staying up late, or whatever it can be, but what's actually going on is that it triggers this abandonment wound, or this childhood trauma, or this whatever it is, so we can help each other heal. I think that's the first step for all of us to practice even more. And of course, maybe it's not the best place to start, to just stand on the central station and revealing your heart to someone you don't know. Maybe you should start on a smaller scale with the people close to you, where it also can feel like the most dangerous place.
Hey, you pushed me, and I want to tell you why I feel angry right now. It's because my mom, she used to.
Yeah, fine, but my train is in 2 minutes, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot to learn, and I love that it's becoming okay to be you, like the real you, not the Instagram you. It's okay to speak your truth And man, we're going through a big lesson right now with speaking our truth, right? And it's been really dangerous, and society has really shown us that literally it's dangerous. We've been cut off and all that kind of stuff, and it's been a great lesson. We've learned a lot.
We've learned a lot.
But we still,
It's been painful.
It's been painful, and we know we still have a lot to learn with our close relations and how we deal with that.
Yeah, but also it's very important to say that with that pain also comes great joy. Like when we stop holding the shield up and we allow ourselves to experience all that pain, that also enables us to feel the deep joy.
Yeah, and when we allow ourselves to feel the feeling completely, then it often dissolves. It's often because we tied up and walk around and be like, no, I don't want to feel this. But if we actually sink down into it and breathe our way through it and let it be like, okay, what is it that you're here to tell me? And it can feel dangerous as fuck if we haven't been there, but that's also what set us free, because then afterwards we're like, wow, okay, now there's so much space where that emotion was building up and just taking all the space. So now there is just space for peace and calmness inside.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you just saw, head on over to whoselifeisitsummit.com/podcast, where you can find full-length episodes as well as in audio format, and we do a lot of other cool stuff. You can hang out with us and other like-minded individuals who want to create a world that works for everyone, and we do that on our platform where we can chat, and we have Q&As and exclusive interviews as well. So there's so much to get over there. So come on over and play with us.